3 overhyped and 3 underhyped books. The first book I have is The Will of the Many by James Islington. I mean, I've talked about it before. It was a good book. I did enjoy my time reading it, and I, did binge it in like 4 days. If that's binging to you, it is to me. But like, I think that this book is overrated just because of our main character. I think our main character is really boring, actually. I think the side cast is amazing. I think the external plot is really amazing. But for me, the main character just being so good and so perfect at everything kind of just brings it down. I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't really care too much for the main character. And for me, that makes it not as good. And so I think it's like kind of overhyped. The next book is The Midnight Library. You go on freaking Goodreads and it's got like a bajillion reviews. Like, I don't know how this thing got so popular, but I've talked about it before. I think it was just a really simplified way to talk about the topic of unaliving yourself. And it just didn't feel like there was a lot of depth to it. As somebody who has dealt with, major depressive disorder, it very much felt like it came from a perspective of somebody who didn't, but he doesn't understand, or I don't even know. It didn't feel like there was real substance in the book. The next series that I think is overhyped is Red Rising up until Dark Age. My hot take, I know people are gonna be like, Golden Sun, Golden Sun. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love Red Rising. It's become in my top 10 for sure, but it was not until Dark Age that it happened. But I do think that first trilogy might be like kind of overhyped. It feels very externally plot focused. I think Darrow's kind of like a kind of meh character. I wish there was a little bit more to him. I think that would have saved the series, at least the first trilogy for me. I didn't think he's more interesting in the second unfinished quartet. All right, now books that I think are underhyped. I made a video talking about criminally underrated books, so I'm gonna like rehash 2 of them. First is The Jasmine Throne. I think the characters are super amazing. Being a sapphic Indian inspired fantasy, I can see why it would be not as popular, because I don't know, I guess it doesn't appeal to like a wide audience, I guess. I don't know. Banger though. Highly recommend. The characters, the magic, the setting is just so underhyped. Next is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is another one. No, it's not sapphic romantasy, but there is a sapphic romance subplot in it. But the magic system is really intricate and complex, and the characters are really interesting. I really love them. I wish I would see more people talking about this on Book Talk, but I never do. Bookstagram, Booktube, but I never do. This next book is super underhyped outside of its own sphere. It exists in its own ecosystem, okay? But once you get out of that ecosystem, nobody's ever heard of it. It's Gideon the Ninth. Gideon the Ninth has like a really dedicated, or it's the Locked Tomb, that's the series. This series is a giant fan base, but it exists within its own bubble. This is my favorite series of all time, and I almost never see anybody talk about it outside of the Gideon the Ninth, the Locked Tomb fandom. It's really sad. This should be way more mainstream than it is. I just realized all 3 books are epic. This is occurring to me right now. I promise it's not sexual. I promise. Don't get mad at me.